Doge has found a very unique form of waste in our government that it's going to end up saving us millions and millions of dollars. Welcome to the Doug Tenaple channel. We also have a video from Andy No on protesters at Tesla, actual Tesla storerooms, and we have Stephen A. Johnson on a poll where he is one of the top contenders for Democrat president in 2028. Welcome to the Doug Tenaple channel. This is where the happy patriots are. Let's watch.
This is something I did as governor of Nebraska. We had to go in and ask some basic questions, and we found a lot of stuff. But compared to what Elon's finding, it's really stunning. So, for example, in our meeting, he was describing we had one government agency that had 13,000 employees, yet 37,000 software licenses. Many of the licenses have never even been used or opened. It's just that kind of waste and inefficiency. You know, we've got a couple million people who work in the federal government. We've got 4.6 million credit cards out there.
And they have not been properly doing write-offs and documentation of what the credit cards are paying for to prove that it even should be paid for by government. They could be buying their own personal PlayStation video games, and you'd never know because they don't have to put in a code that shows what they spent the money on. That's your government tax dollars being potentially wasted on credit cards that have no accountability. And then that number of software licenses, that's 13,000 employees with 37,000 software licenses, 3 licenses per employee of the same piece of software. In the case of my Photoshop, which I use to make my thumbnails, I spend $600 a year on that license. What if they're Photoshop licenses? That's a lot of, it just shows the kind of waste, basic disrespect for what we're paying with our tax dollars.
This leads for opportunities for fraud. He was saying that there were 22 million people in our Social Security system that are clearly dead.
But clearly dead in that they're 150 years old.
You know, just the kind of things like that just open it up to fraud or just multiple, again, subscriptions to things that aren't being used. He's really going right now after the low-hanging fruit to be able to kind of clean up the government. It's very common sense. He's like, hey, we want to keep good people or people who are doing jobs that are needed. But if you're not good at your job or if your job's not needed, we just need to get rid of those folks.
Yeah, I mean, you were in that meeting on Thursday, and all of this came up, and it's incredible to me that you've got 4.6 million credit cards and, you know, under 3 million people working. So some people had double credit cards, and the number of people on the Social Security rolls is also incredible. Just that alone shows you how inefficient things are. Is it just that this is just automatic? The checks go out automatic and nobody was checking?
Yes, it's all automatically going out and there's no audit. On having too many people on Social Security, just so you know, when they go in and take those people that are taking money out of Social Security but should not be on the rolls, they're going to cut them out of Social Security, and Democrats are going to go out and tell you, and the media is going to tell you, that they're cutting Social Security. They're cutting waste, fraud, and abuse in Social Security. Just remember how they're going to word it to you because they think you're stupid.
Yeah, actually, he described some situations where that was the case, where you'd say have a contract officer who retired but didn't turn off the faucet. The money was still going out.
Wow.
And he said, you know, most companies, if they're getting federal dollars, probably don't say anything. But even if you wanted to, even if you were one of those diligent companies who said, hey, we're not supposed to get this money anymore, you'd have almost no way to find out who you contact to get that money shut off and make sure that those taxpayer dollars weren't being wasted. A lot of the work in the Treasury Department system to go out and make the payments, for example, saying where the appropriation is supposed to hit is optional. And so diligent agencies were using it, but ones that weren't diligent, like USAID, were not using it. So there's just a lot of basic changes we can make to be able to help know where our taxpayer dollars are being spent and whether or not they're being spent wisely.
Yeah, well, we already know they're not being spent wisely. And Elon Musk has come out recently and said he believes that the waste, fraud, and abuse, that the amount of money that we could cut out of the budget could be as high as 50%. Think of that. Out of the $6 trillion that we spend, $3 trillion of it could be waste, fraud, and abuse, or optional things that we don't need, like perks, say, to government employees that you shouldn't be paying for. Given our financial crisis that we're in, the idea that you won't cut the budget by 50%, if you could, is immoral. And that's what the Democrats, you keep going like, well, why are they hiding it? Because they're making so much money off the grift. They're not treating our tax dollars like it's really valuable and really important. Now, here's a bunch. Here we're going to go to a Tesla store in Manhattan where protesters put up their signs that Elon Musk is a Nazi. And of course he's not, but this is truly offensive to people who really are against Nazism, because Elon Musk would be a fake one and ends up making them look like the boy who cried wolf at the real ones. You know, all three of the Nazis in America.
Nobody voted for Elon Musk. Nobody voted for Elon Musk.
Nobody voted for Elon Musk is their chant. There's nothing that Democrats do, man. They have their little chants. They like their 60s hippie movement. Everything's a march and a walk. Nobody voted for Elon Musk. How many people voted for Jill Biden and she ran our country for 4 years? I didn't vote for Jill Biden. I didn't want Jill Biden to open her mouth. I didn't vote for Michelle Obama either when she was doing her health food campaigns. So there's a lot of people we don't vote for that come out and help with the government, including Elon Musk. No, you didn't vote for him. Thankfully, you didn't vote for him, because you didn't vote for Tom Homan either, and he's a czar, a border czar. That's not even a official appointed position. I mean, it's just, it's a title. Yeah. Get out of the store, you greasy hobo. Look at that beautiful Tesla car out there, though. Ooh, that'd be a lot of fun to drive.
No.
Yeah, get out. Yoko Ono, get out.
No.
Yeah, get out.
Nobody voted for Elon Musk.
Nobody voted for Elon Musk, and we got the greatest deal in the world. We're not even paying him. He's not even taking a salary. We didn't even vote for him, and we don't pay for him, and he could save us half of our budget, $3 trillion a year, and we didn't even vote for him. That's like a blessing from God.
Nobody voted for Elon Musk.
And there they are with their Nazi signs. Just goes to show that they don't know what a Nazi is. They think that because he did this, where he hit his heart and he put his hand up like that he's a Nazi. You know, I've never seen a Nazi that wasn't proud of being one. They'd always come out and go, heck yeah, I'm a Nazi. Let me tell you why. It's them Jews, and we got to, gather up the minorities and get them out. And we got to open up more Planned Parenthood and get rid of more minorities. That's what all the Nazis actually say. Democrat Party basically aping all their words. No Nazi, because Elon Musk has never said anything else. In fact, he went to Israel and sat there, went to the Wailing Wall, hung out with Jews. He wears a pendant of a Holocaust memorial thing for victims, for Jews. Weirdest Nazi I ever heard of. You're going, well, fine, he's a secret Nazi. Well, then what person that's trying to keep all that on the down low so you'd never find out because he's a secret Nazi, and then he accidentally does one of these. Whoops, I blew my whole cover. What kind of Nazi accidentally gives away his cover by doing this? It's ridiculous. Of course, it doesn't make any sense. They're just calling him names because Nazi, they're still trying to hold on to that. It doesn't even work anymore. Now, here's Stephen A. Smith, sports commentator, who is now a leading candidate for the Democrat Party. Let's take a look at our guy. He's going, I'm not worthy.
I think the fact that I am a candidate for the presidency of the United States of America, according to the polling for the Democratic Party, is the most clear-cut evidence of how pathetic of a state of affairs that exists within the Democratic Party.
Yes. Let's just keep underlining that. I'm going to see who's got the most here. Let's get down there in the left. That's Gavin Newsom with 13%. That's Shapiro, who they passed up for vice president to get Kamala Harris because he was a Jew. At 12% out of, what is that, Pennsylvania. And then there's a guy named Moore. I haven't seen that third guy. There's AOC, number 4. Number 5 is Stephen A. Smith. And now number 6, Kamala Harris has been fallen down to number 6. But Stephen A. Smith, number 5.
Day. I have no business being on that list whatsoever. I am not qualified.
Yes, you are. Look at your skin color. The only thing that doesn't qualify you is that you're heterosexual and a male. That's the real disqualifying factor. You have the right skin color, but you're heterosexual and male. So sorry. Got nothing for you, Stephen Smith. You'd be higher on the list otherwise. Gavin Newsom, I think he probably checks 8 boxes without us even knowing it, is probably why he's number one. Probably because he looks like central casting of the Antichrist.
But it just shows how pathetic
Because
things are at this particular moment in time.
Yeah, okay, that's the Democrat saying the Democrat Party is pathetic, and we agree with him, and we're happy about that. It's pathetic. How bad is it that they have Stephen A. Smith in the lead? I still won't put it past him if he ends up running. He's not going to win, whoever they run. We're going to work against them, and we'll be here hopefully in 2028, Lord willing. I'm Doug in exile. Will you vote for Stephen A. Smith?